Do we know the Zimbabwe team? I suppose we do.
Guerrilla cricket. Whoa. Guerrilla cricket. Whoa. Guerrilla Take cricket. Guard, man the barricades, patrol the cover boundary. At last the time has come, this is a cricketing emergency. Hear this call to arms for every cricket revolutionary. Take up your bats and stumps for the test match insurgency. At first they tried to silence us, but we would not be silenced. They threatened us with lies, so we threatened them with violence. Che Guevara, Sangakkara, Joseph Stalin, Douglas Jardine, Robespierre, Darrell Hare, Vladimir Lenin, O'Brien Kevin, guerrilla cricket. It's not about the winning, it's about how many rules you break. Even in cricket commentary, this is the best advice to take. Pick guerrilla cricket, it's the finest choice you'll ever make. There's so much more to cricket than rev counters and a slice of cake. At first they tried to sanitize us and clean up our act, but people like it filthy, and we know that for a fact. Fidel Castro, Lenny Pascoe, Carlos the Jackal, Umar Akmal, Mahatma Gandhi, Grant and Andy, Brendan Behan, Austin Ian, guerrilla cricket. Stick with us, cause you know we're not the kind of thing that you see on the TV and the radio. So vive la revolution. First they tried to buy us, but we would not be bought. Okay, we were, but then we ran away, and we will not be caught. We would not give up the ghost when they left us all for dead. They decapitated us, but we just grew another head. Chairman Mao, Jamie Howe, Ho Chi Minh, Asif Din, Václav Havel, Graham Saville, No Surrender, Percy Fender, Che Guevara, Sangakkara, Joseph Stalin, Douglas Jardine, Robespierre, Darrell Hare, Vladimir Lenin, O'Brien Kevin, guerrilla cricket.
Well, welcome to Guerrilla Cricket at our new home, finally. If you can hear us and see us, then everything is working. If you can't, well, let us know, and Ursine Tech Support and Facilities Management will immediately leap into life to get it fixed. More importantly, it's the start of the English Test summer. It's Trent Bridge, and England are hosting Zimbabwe. It's been 22 years since England and Zimbabwe last played in a test. It was Jimmy Addison's debut series. He took 11 wickets, by the way. England's now managing director, Rob Key, was a soon-to-be-dropped middle-order batter, and Shoaib Bashir, well, he wasn't even born. On paper, there seems to be only one way this 1 or 4-day test can go. Zimbabwe lost their warm-up game to the professional counties 11, but they do still come looking for giant-killing glory. England won their last test series in New Zealand, but lost the final test. They have a familiar-looking batting lineup, but a distinctly inexperienced look about their bowling. So take nothing for granted. I'm Tony Bishop, and with me are a man who's been locked in his jingle cave, looking to find ever more creative ways to celebrate the likes of Victor Nucci and Wellington Masakadza. It's Mog. That will be Sam Cook. A change is going to come. And who else is going to be with me? And I can't introduce him because he's already manoeuvring things in the studio to bring it. Oh, I believe a coffee table. Fantastic. Anyway, it's the man who single-handedly put together our new home, and he has done it pretty much single-handedly. So I think a warm round of applause wherever you are to the man who's just getting in his on his headphones, poising in his chair. It is
The
drum
bear.
roll, the bear.
Did
How are
you
you,
put the
Bear?
Beware the Bear sticker on as well?
Oh well, yes.
Should be Beware the Tone this morning.
Oh,
Yeah.
was it right? I was
You're
in
not a happy man.
No, Roadworks on the A3 Bear,
That's
and I
fucking Roadworks.
probably should never have followed my sat nav. I should have gone to Sydenham and worked my way from there. Anyway, look, most important news: team and toss, because the players are already on the field, and the England batsmen are coming out. They're batting, but they didn't choose to. No, indeed not. They didn't choose to. They were put in by who's the captain? Sean Irvine? No. Craig Irvine.
Yes, that's
Sean
one.
Williams. Craig Irvine. Yes, Craig Irvine won the toss, has put them in. He's decided to bowl. He's backing his attack, including, of course, the. I think he's Rajasthan Royals now. Will be off after this. Is 6'8" worth of Blessing Musrabani, a man who's taken, if I'm right, across 4 Test appearances this year. He's taken 26 wickets at just under 19. And he took 3 sixers in a row in those games. 6 for 95 against Afghanistan, Mog, 7 for 58 against Ireland in Bulawayo, and 6 for 73 against Bangladesh. First pace bowler to get consecutive 6-wicket hauls in 3 tests since Malcolm Marshall in 1988. Before that, you have to go back to George Lohman and Tom Richardson, would you believe? Well, you don't know. There is a man, though, who looks like he's going to be taking strike. We're going to jingle him up in a minute. It's the taller of the pair. At least he shouldn't be overly scared of the giant Musrabani. In fact, I'm not sure it's going to be Musrabani who's going to be bowled. He's stringier than that. We'll let you know he's bowling in a minute.
He's
But Bear, do you want to jingle up the batsman?
Zach Croy was a cricket player, a damn good cricket player. But he was moved from the middle order to open the batting. Now, trapped in the English professional cricket circuit, Zach Croy must fight to survive.
No, it's Richard Ngava, and who is going to open the bowling.
And we have a jingle for
20
him.
wickets at about 43. It's not overly impressive, but we'll see what he's got about him.
Sounds like this.
He'll fight them all, standing tall. His name is Richard Ngarawa.
It is Richard Ngarawa. He's going to be bowling towards the pavilion, I think.
I had it down
Crawley's.
as Lords. I was so in my head it was on its first test assignment. It's the Lords. It's the Lords. It's the Lords. I had to change everything this morning.
You had to. It's always a good idea to sort of look in Cricinfo or something like that if you have any doubts. Obviously, the problem was you didn't have any doubts until the last minute. Right, Richard Ngava it is. He's going to open the bowling. He's coming around he's coming over the wicket because he's a left armer, and it's defended into the onside by Zach Crawley, and there is no run. Interesting. The sort of main observation about England, Bear, I think, for a little bit is it's a pretty familiar-y looking batting lineup, but it's quite a green bowling lineup.
Yeah, very green bowling lineup, and that's, I guess, what the worry is. I mean, they're getting thrown in at the deep end.
Ngava, he'll be happy enough with his first delivery. He drops that one slightly short. Crawley just gets onto his toes. He's a tall man to start with, works it away back at a square, and that's the first run on the board for England. Zach Crawley has scored it, and England are off and away. Not in the most spectacular manner, but it will bring a man on his home ground, of course. The giant, the colossus that is this man.
He arrived with a smile, and he's going places. He's looking good now, he's in with the aces. He was up at Stowe School playing T20. He might play for England, but he'll still be Ben Duckett to me.
So it's going to be left armour to left-hander. Over the wicket comes the left armour, and the left-handed Duckett defends towards a very short point. There is no runs. 3 slips, gully. Pretty conventional field, as you might expect it. England have said they want to be a more likeable, a bit more humility. This has been what the message that's been going out, hasn't it? An effort to connect more with the fans. What do you make of that?
Well, nonsense, isn't it? They're quite likeable anyway.
Do you say what? No, if you say something silly like that for a moment, and all of a sudden my bad temper from the journey has just gone away.
Ebbing away.
It's gone away. Oh, that's short, and it's cut beautifully by Duckett. That's away through extra cover, and it's the first boundary. 4 runs.
Boy, first boundary of the new place.
Yes.
On the floor, and one more 4 than the 4 before. That's what 4s are for, to get funky on the dance
Kind
floor.
of forget what you're doing after a little while. don't you?
Beautiful shot. Yes. Well, I haven't had time to really think about it, to be honest. I wonder how quick we'll get bored of saying that. You know, there's going to be a first everything for the first few days.
Of course.
That's the first time a left-handed batsman have got up onto his toes and powered an extra cover drive.
Whilst in our new studio.
Whilst we've been in our new studio.
We have had one of these after this.
Oh, well, the Ungava's in. The 3 slips go down. It's I think a hint of an inside edge. If not, Duckett's cooked. Umpire Dharmasena, who is on duty there. Are they going to appeal? Are they going to review?
I'd be reviewing now.
I think it was an inside edge, Bear.
But it was caught then.
Well, hang on. Duckett's, they have reviewed. Well, I think they have reviewed. No, the DRS timer has ticked away. I don't think it was caught, Bear. I don't know where you saw that.
Well, it's caught in the slips.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
Well, let's watch. Here we go. It's off. It's thigh pad. It doesn't get an inside edge. It is slightly short.
Oh, it's quite high, actually.
Well, it is quite high. Duckett's leaning forward. It pitches just outside of off. Impact, it says, was in line. Edge, that's past the outside edge. I think a bit of a way swing for Ngava there. Taken by the wicketkeeper, Tadzwa Siga. I know he made 60 odd in the second innings of the game against the professional counties at Leicester. It was too high. It's Siga.
We have
5 without loss, and we do have one of these.
Super chat.
in fact, we have another one. We have 2. Yes.
The GTLA Bowl.
I don't know what that means
Gorilla something? Not quite sure. Right. I think it is. Is it time to convey our blessings? Be upon us? They are. It's the 6'8" Blessing Musrabani, soon to be a Rajasthan Royal.
Is he?
A blessing on
He's going straight after this test.
Musrabani, you're not quite the spearhead.
3 slips and a gully, backward point to the right-handed Crawley Musrabani, and that's pretty full and defended stoutly enough into the offside by Crawley, and there's no run. Yeah, I mean, on our in the Bishop and Bear, we actually got the Bishop and Bear open again as well, didn't we?
Yes.
Finally, a small hiatus for. We're telling most people it was for decoration. The reality was. One half of the Bishop and Bear team has had his eye on another ball for about 6 weeks, I think. Musrabani in again. That's again very full. He's got all that height there, and his angle of attack is very much first 2 balls at Crawley's toes.
Yeah, it doesn't. I heard he aspires to be Courtney Ambrose or Courtney Walsh.
Well, he does. You heard that. Funnily enough, in the same conversation in the Bishop and Bear.
Was that where I heard it? There you go. You learn new things.
You were obviously paying attention at the time. You were busy trying to skim read Annie's book.
Oh, did you?
While we were talking. Hang on 1 second. Musrabani worked nicely off his toes, flicked away. It's going to be chased towards the mid-wicket boundary. It's going to be hauled in. Well chased. Net Crawley. Did he come back for 3? I think he did. That was fine running. Takes the score onto 8. Mog, I heard you say something, but Oh, that's a bit worrying because we can hear you loud and clear. Well, we can hear it.
How come no one can hear you? They hear what's coming out of the studio.
Do you want to check it on the... maybe put it up on your phone? Well, we can hear you. That's really bizarre. Okay. Can somebody let us know by a quick message if they can hear Mog? Because we can see him as large as life. We can hear him as if he was in the same room with us. We can see the picture of him under a Muzrabani. I mean, not physically, literally under Muzrabani, but you know what I mean. The big telly up which we look at. Beneath that is a monitor, and on that monitor is giving us a fabulous double thumbs up is Mog. Muzrabani bowling the fourth ball of his over to the left-handed Duckett, who drives, but it's stopped on the dive at short extra, and he will just get a single where he thought maybe. We did get our first view of Ben Duckett walking next to Blessing Muzrabani, and it is a little bit of the case of little and large. Bear, who was clearly just thinking everything's going fine, it's all just
everyone can hear
everything
him,
in the garden's lovely. We can hear him.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very strange, Bob. Right, Muzrabani again. Over the wicket, driven straight against the stumps, which undoubtedly saved Blessing Muzrabani and indeed Zimbabwe a few runs there. Who's our other umpire? Is it Ashan Raza from memory? I'm not too sure. I will be able to tell you though in a second or two who our other umpire is. It should be, oh no, it's Aladdin Palaka, 47-year-old from Cape Town. Averaged only a fairly modest in 20s in first class on list A. That's pushed into the onside. Fielded at short mid wicket again. There's no run on this occasion, so that's the end of the Muzrabani over. It went for 4, 2 overs complete. England have survived them and put 9 on the board in the process. Mog. That's even weirder. Messi has been on an odyssey around the UK, catching up with where basically he's on a guerrilla map of the UK. Anywhere there's people who regularly tweet us messages, our patrons, Messi has rooted them out and has been buying them beer. Mog. I throw him up, you hit him. Right, 9 without loss. Round the wicket. Over the wicket comes the left-armed Nagava to the left-handed Duckett, who defends, and there is no run. Fairly about 84 miles an hour. Hardly, not what you'd call gentle. The old pavilion, by the way, here is it's being re-roofed. So, yes, yeah. So he's bowling them from the Radcliffe Road end. Is Ngava. And they're clearly doing a lot of work there. Looks quite restorative rather than decorative, shall we say. That's up onto his toes. Steered backward a point, but it's fielded there, and they'll take a single. At least they should have done. Did they not? No, they didn't. In fact, I'm not sure. I do know Zimbabwe have played here once and got themselves a draw. I think that was in the 2000 series. 22 years. Well, yeah. I mean, you think of the Flowers and Heath Streak. Yeah. That one swings a little bit for Ngava, but it's guided safely enough towards extra cover by Duckett, and there is no run. 6 Prime Ministers we've had since the last time Zimbabwe played England. Well, there was a period when it was all rather concentrated. That is very true. I'll tell you what, the clock on top of the old pavilion has stopped. They do say a stop clock is right twice a day. Well, it's not right at the moment because it's telling us it's about 22 minutes past 3, and we can assure you it's not. The 3 slips go down and Garver is in. It's defended well. 2 point by Duckett, and there is no run. I do wonder if England are trying to adopt. I mean, if you think about the summer coming up, Mog, this is very much the amuse-bouche for the year coming up. You've got a 5-test series against India, and you've got a 5-test series against Australia to look forward to. Well, yes, and of course a World Test Series final. England aren't in that, but it is being played over here, of course. Over the wicket comes Ungarava, yeah, defended again. He's fond of that sort of backward point area as the Duckster, and there is no run. Would that be for wrong by any chance? Yeah, well, he is the life president of the Get Duckett to Bowl Club. Well, exactly. Right. And Grava is in. Hurries Duckett a little bit, but he pushes it out towards mid-on, and there is no run. What's he been up to? He's only played one county game, has Ben Duckett. 9 and 59 not out here at Trent Bridge, so he's got recent Trent Bridge form. He made that 59 not out was in the second innings, I think, in a fairly comfortable win against Sussex. It is a ground normally full of runs, and there's normally a short boundary as well. The only game, I think, this season, only one game this season, there hasn't been a score of 300 plus, at least in the first innings. Notts have got one 500 to their name. Bear, I can hear some sort of reverberating sort of... Is that the crowd noise you've popped on? Oh no, I can hear that anyway. I can hear something. Right, that's defended by the tall Crawley off the chain of the bowler Muzrabani. Oh, please do. Hello to you all. Hey. Oh, that one. That one nipped back a bit at Crawley. It did get a little bit of lift from Muzrabani, but let's remember that Crawley himself is 6'5", and it caught him sort of in the groinal area, which was comfortably above bail height, although Muzrabani was temporarily fairly interested. Welcome to you. That one again defended back to the bowler. There was no run. Well, that's the challenge of this game, really. I mean, I think we should be delighted it's on. I mean, they're playing a lot of... I think they've got 5 other tests this year. Bear, you've just turned me off completely. I hear nothing. Now I hear something. And the 3 slips in the gully go down. Muzrabani's over the wicket. He's in. It's pulled by Crawley. It's pulled back with a square leg. It's pulled for 4 runs. And in your mind, you'll have to imagine a jingle, because I can't reach where the jingle machine is. And its previous occupant is too busy trying to sort out other technical issues. Should we just do a quick a cappella Ichni Sanshi, Mog? Ichni Sanshi, there we go. There it is. Beautiful shot. Just a bit too short, and Crawley tall enough, of course, just to ease it away. That's Fuller, driven to a man who's now brought in at short cover. There is no run. One debutant, of course, for England in the shape of Sam Cook. I mean, we didn't really call out the England team, but I can tell you that's because they announced it 2 days ago. Crawley, Duckett, Pope, Root, Brooke and Jamie Smith back after his injury. So all of those things familiar. Ben Stokes familiar, but then the England bowling attack has a rather interesting sounding sort of lack of experience to it. We'll just wait. That's a terrific ball by Blessing was Rabbani. It just held its line a little bit, and Crawley had a little prod through to Seeger, the wicketkeeper, and there was no run. Yeah, you've got Atkinson, Sam Cook on debut, of course. Josh Tongue, who hasn't played, for 2 years? 2023 series, I think, was his last games, and he hasn't really played any cricket this season either. So he's coming straight back into the fray. And Shoaib Bashir, who wasn't born the last time that England and Zimbabwe played a test. That's the end of that over. It's 13 without loss after 4. 5 came off it. Mog. What a ball that was. Okay, well, the Bear is busily doing his best to do that. That was a cutter, really, and it moved away from Duckett, and he had a swing and a miss, but it didn't miss by much. Certainly enough to encourage Richard Nagava there, who's bowled pretty sharply. Just 5 from his 2 overs so far. 2 overs and 1 ball. The left arm is over the wicket. Mistimed drive. Bumbles straight back to Richard Ngava, and there is no run. 13 without loss. England. Well, I think I rather got the impression that the tenor was that they need to stop saying daft things, and the principle of Bazball, which we'll just hold the thought for a second, as Ngava's in. It's worked off his legs by Duckett. It's going to beat. Well, no, it's going to be shepherded by the man at mid wicket. And they take a single, and the score moves on to 14. I think more the philosophy is that, along with the don't worry about the consequences, play your natural game, always go on the attack, never take a backward step. All of those highly worthy and credible things that characterise the amazing start that McCullum had in 2022 has been accompanied a little bit by language and playing golf and deciding not to practice and a bunch of things which they refute, as this one is nicely guided into the offside by Crawley. They should come back for 2. They do. Fielded by Chwanga, I think. Chwanga, who's the man out there at cover. So all of that, I think, has possibly led to an impression that they're more interested in golf and not practicing. Well, that wouldn't hold that against them. I mean, one of the chaps at the crease, not the man on strike, which is Crawley, has probably been more guilty than most of occasionally saying daft things. In comes Ngava, that's full, a bit floaty, outside of off stump. And Crawley is happy enough to leave it. He might have felt he missed out a little bit. The score still on 16. But yeah, start of a new summer. Big year for English cricket. If you're playing 10 tests, 5 against India, 5 against Australia. As much as this might be seen as the warm-up act for it, I think they've knuckling down, I think, is the message from the top. That's defended by Crawley. Back to Ngava. It's the end of the over. None for 8 for him. 16 without loss. England 5 overs are complete. And Bob Mogg, I'll by all means fire away. The Bear's still looking a bit perplexed, which troubles me. But read them out anyway. Oh, well, so they can see you on YouTube but can't hear you. Oh, all right. Are we all not being heard on YouTube, or is it just you? Just Mog. Okay. Right, Duckett going to face Musrabani. Leaps on him a little bit, but Duckett can get on top of it, turn it around the corner to find leg and take a single. We're going to get a technical update.
So weirdly, I'm using Zoom, and we can hear you on Zoom, and your sound is coming through Zoom, but my Zoom feed isn't saying when you speak. There's no input into Zoom at my end.
Well, the technical update from friends on our WhatsApp group is you can hear Mog, but he's half the volume of you and I. So it's not like he's completely inaudible, but he's difficult to listen to. Right, blessing was Rabani. Still 3 slips for him. That's defended into the offside towards point, and there is no run.
He's really fucking loud here. I can't turn him up.
Yeah.
Is your output volume down or something? Yeah.
Crawley spinning his bat. I'm looking around, I'm telling you what, I'm just now, because I was in such a rush to get in, literally running up the stairs and plonking my arse straight in the chair. This one is defended. Back to the bowler, no run. I'm actually looking around the studio. It looks awesome. There, you've done an unbelievable job. We've got a cricket scoreboard over the back of our telly, if you will. We've got some things that used to be in all sorts of weird and random places in the old studio are now nicely piled into very
Lots
well.
of shelves. Took me a whole day to do
some
those
fabulous shelving. The lighting rig is hung, as is very well hung. Not the rigger, but the rig, very well hung. Musrabani in, defended towards square leg, no run. What used to be the green room is still a green room, but it's all in the same space, but it's over to our right. So there's a kind of a sofa area where people can chill out. It's still the same sofa, presumably with still the same fleas, but that's over there on the right with the telly. We've even got pictures up on the wall. I mean, I'm in awe of the Bears' efforts, I have to be honest. Musrabani, that leaps up, and Crawley was within a whisker of getting himself caught and bowled. Musrabani dived to his left. Crawley didn't get on top of it. He'll get runs. He'll get 2 down to long off. And poor old blessing Musrabani, who's a tall, rangy fellow. Can't quite believe he didn't get to that. Was it a slower ball? Possibly slightly slower. It was certainly quite full, but Crawley didn't get to the pitch of it in any way, shape or form, and mistimed it. Near enough off the splice. Last ball of this Musrabani over. 3 slips and a gully go down that. Nips back on Crawley. No appeal. Pitched outside off. Was it going down leg, Mog? What do you think? Well, anyway, it's the end of the over. What I will do, Mog, if you read the jingles, but we have had I think we've said something that has appealed to the porn bot. So do you want to? We have a fabulous. I can't remember. So long since I've done what they're called. Super chat. One of those. Super chat cash. Do you want to read it? Yeah. So he's not using his 4-inch screen. He's actually here in full physical presence. All kinds of stuff is going on. Oh, well, there we go. Right. Still going to be Ngava, who's going to continue the bowling. He's going to be bowling to Duckett, who's on 7. Both of these two not without moments of concern, it must be said. 2 slips now. And that one swings away, but it's guided by Duckett. Oh, and it's been misfielded at point, and it will mean they're able to come back for 2. Throw comes in on the bounce. Disappointment for Zimbabwe. You think it's going to be hard enough for them anyway. They really can't afford too many misfields. Oh, it just bounced away from him, didn't it? Poor old... now you have disappeared a bit. I think it was Wesley Maderva who was the man there. Didn't quite get to it as he tried to... As the ball was running away from him, he tried to scoop it and it just seemed to gather pace and run further away. In comes Ngava, defended by Duckett towards short mid-wicket. There is no run. Yeah, there's all sorts of technical action going on around me. Well, Mog, you and I we are the boys on the burning deck. We just carry on. Shooting the breeze, watching the cricket, watching a white van disappear along the Radcliffe Road, which it just did. And England have made a tidy start, but not always one that's been completely without moments of trouble. And there was one again. It climbed up on Duckett, who was looking to pull. It was really too short. And he gets a bottom edge down into the ground and reprimands himself and then replays the shot exactly how he thinks it probably should have been the first time. But obviously no ball this time. Now there's a lot of people dressed in kind of Harlequin costumes. Would you describe those, Mog? All sorts of multiple colours. They certainly are very colourful. Ah, yeah, of course. Up onto his toes goes Duckett. Doesn't really get hold of it again, though, and it slowly meanders its way to short extra. And they take a single. The last game here, I think I'm right in saying, when England played Zimbabwe, did Richard Johnson take 5 or 6 wickets? Now Middlesex coach. I'm pretty sure he did. I will have a look at the last Old Trafford game, but I do seem to remember. I think we're due a change in the commentary box as well at the end of this over. I'm not sure if anyone can remember who's doing what. This one is driven straight to cover. No run. Yeah, it should be Annie appearing. Nindo should be appearing. And it will be the bear coming back. I'm not quite sure what he's... I can hear Ursine grumblings and mumblings. Annie has appeared on her desert island, but we have to wait till the end of this over. But I'm not sure the bear will be able to take up his role, really. We shall see. In comes Ngava. He's coming over the wickets. Driven! Oh, that's a great shot from Crawley. That is a glorious cover drive from Crawley. It was just too full, outside of off. And Crawley trademark. If you can remember that first shot of the Ashes in 23 at Edgbaston, play that in your mind, because that is exactly what he's just done again. And it's 4 runs, which I can't jingle. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. Any more, Mog? Help me remember. From the whole canon of your works, which 4 jingle would you be playing right now? Anyway, it moves England along to 26 after 7 overs. Now, can we let people in? No, I'm not sure. Bear, how do we let people in? Can you at least bring Annie and Nindo into the game? Oh, you have done. Annie, it's you again. No, we can't hear her. She's silent. Nindo, can we hear you? Muzabani in, driven away by the left-handed Duckett this time, through extra cover, 4 more. Well, we can hear Annie now. I can hear Nindo. I can see Annie. I can see Nindo. I can hear both of them, which is a delight. No, well, we're wondering then, is the problem emanating in Mog, as opposed to Or with Mog, not in Mog, I don't think. 30 without loss, England. Duckett on strike, on 14, and he's up onto his toes. And a little bit of lift for Musrabani. Not massive pace, though, in Endo. Right, Musrabani turned off his toes by Duckett, beating square leg. That might go all the way. It does. And it's 4 more. England motoring along very nicely indeed. Now they move on to 34, Annie. Okay. Well, the bear is on the case. He's. We thought there would. I think we test. Oh no! Now I've disappeared. We were testing. Did you get to test things last night, Bear? Did someone? Ah, okay. It's muted in OBS, Bear. Is that a possibility? Okay. That one is lifting. Well, that was a terrific ball from Musrabani, and Duckett rapidly withdrew the bat. And well judged, in fact. You don't often see a Duckett leave. They're as rare as hen's teeth. But he did choose to leave that one, and that one he doesn't leave because he works it beautifully off his thigh. Down to deep backward square. It's fielded down there, and they will take 2. England move on to 36. And Musrabani is 1 ball off the conclusion of his 4th over 36 without loss after nearly 8. Musrabani and Garver, Tansha Chwanga and Victor Nyanchi. Sikandar Raza. Yep. Well, that one's mistimed by Duckett. Again, he gets a little bit of lift. Well, as you would, I suppose, if you're 6'8", just a little bit of lift off a foolish length, does Musrabani. And it's not the first time Duckett's looked to try and cut, and it's been too quick for him, and he's bottom edged it. But it means that after 8, England are on 36 without loss, 16 for Crawley, 20 for Ben Duckett on his Nottinghamshire home ground. And we can go for messages, we hope, from Annie. Well, that begs the obvious question. Jason Holder, thank you. Yeah. Okay. Naked Farm. And Garver's in, dropped onto his toes by Crawley, but they take a sharp single and move on to 37. Sorry, Annie, do you want to read that again, because I interrupted you with some cricket? What? Annie's going to be missing your messages through the medium of mime for this morning session. That would be fun. You could sign language them. Right. Anyway, Duckett. It is. Who's motoring along nicely. He's on 20 off his 25. 2 slips in place, and he drives towards mid-on and will take 1. He might try and come back for 2. It would be pushing it. It's Chwanga who is the man at mid-on, and they do just take the single. And will bring Zach Crawley back on to strike. They're looking increasingly solid. They weren't without one or two moments where there were under edges, inside edges, and one what looked like a reasonably decent shot for LBW, but wasn't reviewed, and rightly so. It was just too high. He does. Is that the kiss of death as Ngava comes in? No. Crawley steers this, but steers it straight to point. And there is no run. Well, yeah, he does have those big innings in him, does he not? Has he made a 50 or he's made 150 so far in the championship this year, I think. Probably against Middlesex, if I remember rightly. I'll have a little look and see if I'm right. And Ngava, in he comes. Over the wicket, defended by the right-handed Crawley. And they take a very sharp single as he just dropped the bat on it and ran. Good running. They've run well, these two, it must be said. Let me have a look at Zach Crawley. What's he done this season? Well, he had a horrible tour of New Zealand, of course. I mean, genuinely awful for England. But in the county championship, yeah, he has 68 he got against Middlesex at Lords, and he got 54 not out against Gloucestershire. So actually he comes in with a reasonable amount of form behind him at championship level. In comes Ngava. Ooh, that catches Duckett, I think, on the thumb again. It just climbed a little bit on him, perhaps more than he would have expected.
Hey, they're saying they can hear.
Ah, Bear, you've done something. Somebody can hear something. He'd stepped back. The Bear had stepped back. He'd put his arms above his head, raising his t-shirt above his tummy.
Oh, what a sight.
I've got to be honest, it was a little bit more than I was ready for. I'm trying to get my eyes back onto the screen again.
The microphone got unclogged.
And Richard Ngava, shot and pulled away by Duckett. That is the shot Ben
Lovely
Duckett
shot.
absolutely loves. Drop it short, give him a chance to pull, and he will do it meatilly and mightily for 4 runs. 43 without loss after 9. Bear, do you feel ready to come and take up your station? No, he's not.
Right. I've got
He's
a few
still
messages.
not feeling
though.
fully comfortable. Annie, can you? No, because she's not saying anything.
Right, I can say
Yes, I
something.
can hear Annie.
Right, okay, so I've had lots of messages in with people
Yes, I
saying...
can. Well, I can hear her perfectly well.
saying, we hear. I could hear Annie, the Annie tones.
No, I can't hear her now.
Oh.
Now I can. He's doing something. He's tweaking one of your buttons, Annie. That appears to be.
He's tweaking my buttons all the
appears to be
time.
causing us a bit of a problem. Because sometimes you sound sort of, mellifluously your perfect, lovely self, and then other times I can see your lips moving, but nothing's happening.
Well, that's
And it's all depending on which one of your buttons that the Bear is pressing. So we'll just have to see. Do you want to try and read a few messages?
Well, no, my time's up now.
Your time's up.
Annie sounds a little low on the audio for some reason. The Bear will be off for a pint or 3, methinks, Farong says.
Well, we are basically in a brewery. This studio, which is a number of studios, I'll tell you a bit more in a minute, as Muzrabani's in. It's driven magnificently away through extra cover by Crawley.
Shot.
He loves that shot. We're back in Edgbaston 2023 again, and it's 4 runs.
Yeah.
Sadly, a jingleless 4 runs. We're having teething problems, but
Are we jingleless, are we?
well, we're not jingleless. It's just the jingle machine is out of my reach, and the jingler, which was the Bear, is performing other duties.
Otherwise engaged.
He's otherwise engaged.
He's otherwise engaged.
You need to be Inspector Gadget.
Well, he's being very much Inspector Gadget. He's been Inspector Gadget for a few days. This one is fuller by Muzrabani. It's steered to square leg, and there is
I think
no
Bear's
run.
got this toggle switch. So either you can hear us on YouTube or Tony can hear us, not both.
Well, I think that basically is it. That is the problem. The studio is an old. It's a number of studios on 3 floors, all converted into studios of different sizes, shapes, and forms. But it was a brewery, as that one was pushed back towards Mizrabani, and there's no run. So we have quite literally been organising a broadcast in a brewery.
You couldn't write it, could you?
You couldn't write it, you couldn't.
Nope.
Probably just as well. You could, Annie.
Oh, I could write
Well,
it.
so could an Indo.
Anything.
Now I think about it, I'm on air with 2 of the finest, cricket's finest authors. I feel so inadequate. 2 slips in a gully. In comes Mizrabani. Well left by Crawley, who watches it under his eye line. Through it goes to Tvadsatsiga, which is not easy to say, and there was no run. They're certainly making these 2 bowlers work. They're going to have to be a change at some point soon in Indo.
Yeah, well, they've effectively got only 4, so they need a breakthrough, and Mirzabani is probably the best bet as far as that's concerned.
Muzrabani, in he comes. And it's again left quite studiously by Crawley, and there is no run. 83 miles an hour, 47 without loss.
I think he's varying his line too much. I guess it's the first time he's bowling in England, right?
No, because he had 2 seasons with Northants where he did reasonably well, I think. So he's
then he should know better.
He's certainly going to be familiar with English conditions. Over the wicket he comes again. It's just a little wide, and Crawley is happy enough to watch that through. I do sense there is just a hint after 10 overs at 47 without loss that they're just playing. They don't want to give their wickets away. They're playing like proper test openers right now. Annie.
Yep. McCallum's gone home.
See? No, you're just saying that for.
Bazball is on strike. Yeah. Sorry.
Luke Halloran says, "Is Annie a chav?" Bit harsh calling her Annie Chav. Well, it's got an E on the end. It's Chave. It's very, I'm a Chave, not a Chav. Mayank says, "How expensive is a pint in the brewery?"
Well, this brewery is pretty good, especially when people kindly send us supplies.
Oh, absolutely.
Which they do, and we're always grateful. Right, the change is coming. It's going to be our friend, whose name's temporarily escaped me, Mr. Chivanga.
Yeah.
Tanaka Chivanga. Tanaka Chivanga. There he is.
Tanaka Chivanga.
3 wickets in his 3 matches at about 36. Again, he's a solid fellow. Got a good fast bowler's arse, Annie.
It's a bit
and a barrelling run. In he comes. It's full and it swings, and Duckett defends. I think he might have hit the stumps again, or he might have hit the bowler, who's welcome to the creases to have the ball fired back at him on the bounce. Now, I don't know what... Is it just because I've been on for too long, and therefore I am slipping in the odd innuendo? But I seem to have awakened again. I seem to have awakened again, more often than not. The Naked Fun porn bot Annie, who's got a super chat cash.
Sorry, Tony. The feed is gone. So
the feed is gone now, Bear. Apparently. Oh yes. There's nothing on that monitor.
Apparently somebody can't see you, Tony. Now.
No, but people can't see us. Me. Right, Chivanga in. That swings again. He's getting a lot of movement in the air as Chivanga. Duckett really hits it with the swing and steers it away to the mid-wicket boundary. Umpire Dharmasena signals 4 runs. England's 50 is up. They're 51 without loss after in the 11th. 2 balls into the 11th over. And there's all kinds of stuff. I have no idea now if anyone can hear me, see me.
It's incredible, isn't it? We're just
feel me, touch me, aware of my existence. Why am I here?
Why are you here?
Why am I here? I think, therefore I am, but can anyone hear me think?
I can't see the cricket. I can only see Tony. Not sure anyone can hear me.
Exactly. And I'm sitting in Melbourne and I have no
Chavanga
feeling
in. No,
whatsoever.
you've got a bizarre sound as well now. That one's worked nicely. That's going to beat the man at backward square. Yes, it is. It's 4 more. And through it all, I've offered you... oh, no, that was Robbie Williams. Through it all the technical chicanery and goodness knows what else is going on around here. England have rustled up 2 terrific boundaries. 1 for Crawley, 1 for Duckett. Actually, I beg your pardon, both for Duckett. He worked that beautifully again off his legs. What were they like? What were they like?
Describe them, Tony. Describe them.
I did. Well, the first one was a glorious extra cover drive, and that was a superb flick off his toes past backward square.
Look, we've got a super chat.
55 without loss. Yes, it's the
I've
naked
no
front
idea if
pawn ball.
someone's
Go on,
bowling
Annie. Just wait until after this ball and we'll see
Okay.
where we go. Right, 2 slips go down. Chavanga's in. He hurries. Duckett was a Yorker. Duckett defends it. 55 without loss. No run, Annie.
Okay, Naked Fun says, I shan't be baited by Bishop's mentioning of fiddling with lips and buttons. But you are baited, aren't you?
You just were baited. You paid for the privilege of being the baitee.
Apparently you're an empty chair as well, Tony, Eric J says.
I know.
Well,
It's-
look, I'm watching a still life of Ben Duckett. I
the
don't
bear
know
needs
if
me
you
to
can
move
see
seats,
a
apparently,
video.
which I shall do. That's short. It's pulled away very fine by Duckett. There isn't a fine leg, and it's going to be 4 more. England have really pressed the accelerator now, and Chavanga has gone for 12 so far off this over. And it's 59
can you
without
see
loss.
video?
I will attempt to move across.
And then we
Hopefully
might
these
see- they
headphones will
might
come
see.
with me.
You let me know when the over's finished.
I will, Annie.
Yep.
I'm just pirouetting
At the
around.
moment, we can only see Duckett.
Yeah, it was
Yes.
Who's
pulled.
back up
Right.
about 20
Goodness
minutes
me.
ago.
I'm not sure I can hear me anymore. I can't even hear myself.
I can hear you, Tony.
You can hear me. Well, that's good.
I
It's
can hear you.
59
That's
without
all that
loss.
matters. It's
12.
just the 3 of us.
12 off
We can hear you, we can see you, we can't
poor
see
old
the match.
Tanaka Chavanga's
We have
first
absolutely no idea what's going on.
ball.
Nope.
The 2 slips go down. Chavanga right arm over again. He swings that in. It's defended right off his toes by Ducky. He throws his hands back in frustration. 11 overs complete. 59 without loss. Annie.
Right, well, now, Steve Coates says Sydenham is having its revenge.
It's
Luke Hallinan says, woohoo, I can see Tony's fine legs again. Jamar, the pickleball king, says, I can hear you, Tony and Annie. And he says, hey, Annie and Inda.
Hello.
Farong says, so Spurs win the trophy. We're not mentioning that.
they did. It was a horrible game
Once
if
every
anyone saw
17
it.
years is fine.
Luke Hallahan says, this wouldn't happen on Hendo's watch. Nothing would happen on Hendo's watch.
Right, yes. Nothing would have happened, yes. Right, poor old Blessing
we're talking about
Musrabani. They're desperate to keep him working. The man who models himself on Joel Garner. And we should be... oh no, we've got 5 minutes where I think we might have some cat. I can see cat. Hopefully we'll be all set up for that. 59 without loss. Musrabani is going to be bowling into his 6 overs. No wicket for 25 for him so far. He's bowled he's bowled pretty well, to be honest. I mean, yes, the figures say 5 and over, but he's been pretty sharp. And that one is left outside of his off stump by Crawley. Through it goes to Seeger. To Fadswa Seeger. I think
We
Bob
can
Seeger,
actually
I
see the
suppose.
cricket now, Tony, just to let you know.
You can see the cricket.
Yay!
We can hear you.
Excellent.
I can see you. I can hear you.
Bear is a miracle worker. Isn't
Bear.
Totally.
Bear is a miracle worker.
Totally.
Oh,
Yes, he is. Just don't tell him, because
No.
he'll never let
Yeah,
you forget
big
it. As this one is defended to gully by Crawley. That one didn't get up. It's interesting, Anindo. Sometimes Musrabani can get quite a bit of bounce with that 6'8", but height of his. but a lot of his deliveries today haven't really got up that much at all, which for a bloke that tall is probably a bit disappointing, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it has to do with the fact that he's been pitching the ball all over the place, so it is possible that he's not getting it in the right areas.
Well,
and there isn't so much bounce.
He comes over the wicket. Forward comes Crawley to defend. He angles the bat a bit and just guides it to backward point. There is no run. 82 miles an hour. He's operating pretty consistently, sort of 82 to 85. Musrabani. The one thing we haven't seen is whether he's got the when he really bends his back and tries to put the extra bit in, whether he can touch the higher 80s. I don't think he's done that so far this morning.
No. He's been very much medium pace.
Yeah, he has. 59 without loss. Halfway through the 12th over. England, remember, were put in by Craig Irvine. And that's left alone again outside the off stump. Perhaps in Zimbabwe feeling that the best chance to win with this bowling attack was to get amongst England early. And it's having had glorious, well, let's say almost June, July weather for the last 10 days of May. That's all breaking, and we should be good for today and tomorrow. The weekend is, which of course is a bank holiday weekend, is starting to look a bit threatening, but it's quite overcast at Trent Bridge. There has been some movement in the air. In comes Musrabani.
Oh.
That one nips back again. It's a half an appeal. Half an appeal, but if Crawley's hit above the knee, it's not going to be out, is it? Because he's that tall.
No.
England going on just under 5 and over.
6'4", something like that.
I think he's 6'5".
He's a pretty tall man.
Yeah, no, he is. I think he's 6'5". Is Crawley? He was
short
well
compared
forward.
To the bowler.
Well, let's say if you've got
anybody short compared to the bowler
in sequence, Musrabani, Crawley, Duckett, and you're working your way down. That one's down leg swings, but swings down leg. Crawley followed it a little bit. Our friend Tafad's was Seeger. I just think Bob Seeger.
Now, listen, I've got a
59 without loss, Annie.
I've got a super chat. Warren Davis says, glad that the production quality in the new studio hasn't changed.
Well, it will be better. I can honestly say, without fear or favour, have faith, it will be amazing.
It's already better. Luke Hallahan says, are you guys covering the whole of the India Test Series and the Ashes this winter?
Yes and yes.
There you are. Eric J says, the empty chair made a tad more sense. What, than Tony? Yeah.
The empty chair.
Amar the Pickleball King said, I can hear and see you guys.
Oh, this is fantastic. We're getting there now, you see.
Mayank says Zimbabwe needs to slow the game down, maybe lower the over rate to 12 an hour, fight for the draw by cutting majority of the overs. It's their only hope, I reckon.
It's the bloody first morning.
Well, it is the first morning. Well, run rate's 4.92. Chivangar, who went for 12 in his first over, is going to have to find a way to stem that flow a little bit. And he's finding plenty of swing, but the swing actually helps Duckett. He can turn it away around the corner with the swing and get himself a single. Will bring Crawley on to strike. 2 ducks on a pond, 22 for him.
From the middle. Sorry, a ball that swings onto the leg stump from the middle is not going to help.
Well, exactly. It does sort of help him a wee bit. Certainly if you're a left-hander, it's easy to just ease it away, which is what he's done. 38 for Duckett.
Do you know, I think we're working. We're all working.
I don't think of this as work,
Jove,
Annie.
he's done it.
I don't think of this as work. I just think of this as having fun. 60 without loss. We're in the 13th over. It's being bowled by by Tanaka. Yes. Joanga. Oh, that's a horrible ball. Well, he's getting the swing still, but it started off on about 7th stump and ended up halfway towards the Radcliffe Road. So presumably that was a wide. I don't know if it's signalled as a wide. There's one extra score. 60 England are on. Let's have a look.
I mean, the umpire must be blind if that's
wide.
Wide.
Yeah, it was as wide can be. It was well stopped actually by Seeger, diving to his right. In form with the bat at Leicester. Very good 60 in the second innings. And that was an interesting. I'll ask you about it in a second. Oh, that's inside edged, and Seeger didn't get that. It's swung. I don't know. I think it was a drop. I'm with you, Anindo.
I think, yeah.
I think that was a drop as well.
So again, there's that swing. Been given as buys, and if it's been given as buys, then, or was it a no ball? Let's have a look. Don't think it was a no ball. No, I don't think there was an inside edge.
Oh, he missed the ball.
He missed it, so it's buys.
Oh, okay.
But it was a cracking. Now that's the ball. That's the line, the length, the angle, and the lift. That is just about everything that Chivanga's been craving. And well, I think Crawley possibly got away with one there, helped by the fact he got a single as well. So brings Duckett back onto strike. In barrels Chivanga, full again, whipped off his toes. Doesn't really get all of it. Sikandaraza the man at mid wicket, and they take a single. It's the end. Oh no, it's not. He's got 2 balls left. Right, are we going to have a change at the? Sorry.
Are you a bit tired now, Tony?
Well, I left home, Annie. I left home at 8:15 this morning. So think that one thing I don't want to be is late. I'm going to be here on time, whatever happens. Massive roadworks on the A3 just along through the Robin Hood roundabout, and so I thought. Anyway, I was stuck in it. There's no way I could get out of it. So I got here on time. I've got a beautifully written introduction, which I just managed to gabble out.
Well done.
Effectively,
but nobody heard you.
Effectively 2.5 hours worth of travel to get me there. Right, in comes Chivanga. 2 slips go down. That's on the drive by Crawley. There is a man at cover, and there is no run. Again, he's in that 83 mile an hour territory. He's in that sort of territory that Rob Key and Brendan McCullum so dislike for English seam bowlers of sort of early 80s, getting movement off the pitch and in the air. But you know the rule, Annie. Would it cut it in Australia? And if it wouldn't, it's
well, that's all that matters, isn't it? Apparently.
Except we've got Sam Cook to look forward to, which I think is an interesting sort of step back, really.
Yeah, it is.
That one's nicely worked away towards mid wicket, but again, there's no run. It's the end of the Chivanga over. It's 63 without loss after 13. We are going to have a change. Bear, are you doing the changing?
In the new studio.
We should be bringing Kat in. Annie's staying where she is.
Hello.
Hello, Kat.
See you then.
Hi there. Hello. Hi there,
Hello,
Tony.
Kat.
And India. Hello, Annie.
Hello.
Right.
Hey. Lovely to see
We're
you.
all there.
We're all
it is
here.
Wonderful.
Anindo, thank you.
Wonderful to be here.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for making the time
so.
today.
No problem at all.
Kat, over to you.
Okay, so we had Chivanga bowling the last over, I think, didn't we?
He did.
Just seeing how the Australian and English feeds are lining up. I think I might be just a touch ahead of you, so I'm going to see into the future here. As,
that's amazing. It's amazing what you can do, Kat.
Now tell me how to pronounce Ngarava's name.
Ungarava
is bowling. His left arm over the wicket, and it's left alone by Zach Crawley. Ngarava. Yeah?
Something like that.
Glasses on. If I had my glasses on, I'd be able to see the spelling and so on. And it's possible that Batman's just come in from outside deliberately to make an appearance on the screen.
Oh, he's just
anyway, we have
screen hog.
We have England at 63 for no loss. The run rate is almost 5. Bit too high.
Yep.
Who's going to be the first one out? Will it be Crawley? Crawley faces up, and this one doesn't really bounce too far outside of stump, taken by the keeper. Crawley's on 23, Duckett on 39.
Yeah, I think the bowlers are getting a little bit frustrated now. It must be, heads are dropping a little bit in the Zimbabwe field, and it's frustrating not to be making that breakthrough.
Yeah, I guess 13 overs in, you'd hope to have had an early breakthrough of one of these two, who now seem to have their eyes in. Touch wood. Then Grava bowls again, and this one is bashed into the ground by Crawley. Drops it at his feet, it bounces high, but they don't take a run.
Yeah, he wasn't really sure where that went, was he? So, a little bit of a good ball there.
There's been a few half chances. It has looked like a couple of these bowlers would get an edge.
Yeah, both inside and outside. A lot of the movement in the air has been well negotiated, I think you could say, by Crawley and Duckett, but it's troubled them on occasions.
We have 2 slips, and this one is driven nicely straight through the fielder's legs, it looks like, and it's heading out to the cover boundary. That's going to be 4 runs.
4 on the floor, and 1 more 4 than the 4 before. That's what 4s are for, to get funky on the dance floor.
Hey, a jingle!
Yes,
Hooray!
my first jingle in the new studio.
We've had a few issues, Kat, to be honest.
That's good.
Yeah.
Well, that was competent. That was nice sound quality, crisp.
Yeah, we've had we had a few studio hiccups,
That was Ben Curran there, isn't it?
Yep.
Ben Curran is very much looks like a Curran, doesn't he?
He does.
Yeah. Anyway, he did a misfield, and the ball is now driven to mid-off. But the previous ball was a misfield from him in the field. So Crawley 27, Duckett 39. Will we see a century from one of these two in the first session? Not sure, but tell us on the socials what you think about that.
Well,
controversial idea.
Well, if anyone's going to get it, I reckon it would be Duckett.
Lungarava bowls again, left arm over the wicket. Wide outside the off stump. Not called a wide, not that wide, but left alone. That's the end of his 6th over. The score 67 for no loss. A 4 in that over. Right,
I'll get up to date with some messages. Suter Who says working, but Tony will need to begin therapy again. I wasn't aware I was in therapy. Jamar the Pickleball King loves the new studio setup. Mayank says it's been a busy spring. Good to be back listening to the Gorillas. Hey, Kat says
hey.
Jamar the Pickleball King. Is Kat aspire for the Aussies ahead of the Ashes this summer? Says
yeah,
Luke.
She is. Yeah.
Yep, definitely.
I'm not sure I'm seeing anything new so far. It's just it's Crawley and Duckett. I think we've seen them before.
Jamar the Pickleball King wants Duckett to make a ton for England. Good choice of jingle, says the Bish. Good choice of jingle, Bishop, says Luke. Fair enough. Something about jingle virginity, says Suter Who. Kiwi by day, jeepers, haven't heard you guys for months. Glad you're still alive and well and entertaining the masses. Imagine if Sam Curran gets his bro out, says Jamar. Jay Grover, just wake up to see Tony boogieing. S brackets SP question mark. It's like coming home,
isn't it? It's lovely to see Tony boogieing.
It's not what people come for mainly, I don't think, Annie. I
think they certainly don't.
Let's put it, if there are any people who come specifically for that, then I seriously worry about their sanity, or indeed plenty of other things.
This is Jay Grover we're talking about.
Well, okay. Well, it was Jay, and indeed.
He gets excited by crosswords.
Well, we're delighted to have him with us. It is. I mean, this. Annie, Kat rather. I've done a sort of a description of the studio, but I mean, it's kind of stone-walled. It's we've got. I mean, it's gorgeous. We've got wooden floors.
You're going to take it.
Our TV
iPad or something like.
Our TV setup. We are having a drinks break, by the way, so I can sort of give you this story. We've got the shelving on the left.
For this drinks break, by the way, was someone bringing out one clear glass of something and one clear bottle and one red bottle. It looked like they were just getting the 2 drinks to share between the entire field and the 2 batters.
Well, things are tight.
A clear bottle of white wine and red wine. Do you think that's what it's?
Yeah, could have been.
We obviously do both kinds. Yeah, so we have our shelving on the left with the loads of
probably sponsors.
Green screen behind me. The fridge, and then over away to the right we've got a beautifully laid out green room, more of a green area now rather than a green room, so we're all in the same studio. It's all in the same room. The studio has been, the lighting rig has been hung suspended from the ceiling magnificently.
Lighting is better. I think the lighting is better. It looks good.
The only problem is I mean, it's very accessible by train, so that's most Gorillas. I won't be selfish. It is a bit of a pain in the arse by car from where I live, but
Well, why don't you go by train then?
Well, because that's also a pain in the arse. So.
Oh, okay.
How's the parking? How's the parking?
I don't get me started on the parking. I've been dealing with Lewisham Council, who, let's just say, are somewhat intransigent and not easy to deal with. Anyway,
dear Tony.
So we better get back to the cricket, Cat, which we can.
Take long when they only got 2 of them, and so they've all had a little sip, and they're well high. I mean, obviously.
No, we've lost you again. Cat, you've disappeared. Bear.
Disappeared. Hello?
That's better.
You're back.
Okay, anyway, it's Javanga resuming. Hopefully you can hear me. He's in his 3rd over. He bowls full. He's attempting the Yorker every time he bowls. He's just poked out to cover point, and they take 1 single. Can you hear me now?
Yes,
am I back?
We can hear you. See you.
You're just a bit, I don't know, it's a bit crackly,
Choppy?
isn't it? Crackly, I think the word is. The technical term, because I am quite technical.
The technical term is crackly.
Crackly, yeah.
Let's hope my microphone isn't going dodgy. I might have to swap microphones. I think this one's on its way out.
I think on the track record thus far this morning, Cat, none of the
it's probably
technical
not
problems
you.
are likely to be you.
Right. It could be the connection somewhere between. I mean, we are going a long way here, aren't we? It's all the way around the world somehow, this commentary.
Oh, yes.
So it's Crawley who has high bat waiting there for Javanga. He's bowling back of a length. It's poked to point, and they scamper through for another single. And somehow Duckett's on 40, so he's going to get to 50 any minute.
He does that, Duckett, though, doesn't he? Suddenly, that run accumulation is so fast, whereas Crawley's more sedate and then gets out usually in the 20s at some point.
Did you spot the sneaky Aussie trick there of trying to commentators curse Duckett out that the Cat was employing there? Annie?
It doesn't work. I'm too far away. I don't want them to go out.
They're looking very set.
Although on the other hand, I do want Zimbabwe to get a wicket. So you're probably right. I don't think I can have both of those things. This one's driven to a short mid-off, and they don't get a run this time. And so it's Duckett's on strike. Crawley's got those beautiful red sort of blooms in his, like roses in his cheeks. It's almost like he's had theatrical blusher put on. It's just the way his face reddens charmingly when he starts running.
I wonder what he's like when he gets embarrassed. What do you think? Do you think it would just a big flush?
I think it'd go down his neck, maybe.
Yeah.
So it's Javanga who's bowling 2 slips in place, and this one is squirted off the edge almost, and it's heading out into the deep on the offside.
Not sure that went where he was aiming it.
No, but anyway, he's on 41, Crawley on 28, and the score is 70 for no loss. Couple more balls to come in the over.
So you're are you who are you supporting in this match, Kat?
I think I tend to be supporting England in this match.
Really?
Okay. I know. I realise I should be supporting Zimbabwe because otherwise there's probably no one in the studio supporting them. So maybe I'm barracking for Zimbabwe. They did just get a no ball, so I have to bowl that one again. And this one again just bounces outside off stump. No run taken, and the pace is not super up there, is it, Annie?
No, it really isn't. That was a bit of a tight no ball, that one, but yeah, I think it was correct. Yeah,
it was quite late on the video. Yeah.
I mean, I always support the underdog. So I have done all my life. I don't know why. That's why I'm a Somerset supporter, I think. But
so you're supporting Zimbabwe here, Annie?
Yeah, probably am. I'd like to see them do well.
And this one is half volley driven through the offside. In fact, it's gone all the way out to the boundary, and it will be another 4 runs.
Yeah, it was a lovely shot. I mean, he does play well.
And 2, and 3, and 4.
I mean, it's not actually a good thing for Zimbabwe if I support them, because it means they've got no chance.
Is this what's been keeping the trophies out the Somerset Trophy cabinet all these years?
I think it really is. I've decided that I'm going to support whoever they're playing from now on.
Yeah.
It's gonna be revolutionary for Somerset.
Put a bet on whoever they're playing. Another ball, Crawley drops at his feet, bounces high, and he says no, as Duckett wants to scamper back to take the strike. In fact, Duckett will have the strike because it is the end of the over. 75 for no loss after 15 overs. A run rate of precisely 5 runs if you want to do the maths, and if you don't, I've just told you.
There we go, 75 without loss, quite right. Leah says, what do you want about this? The Ashes aren't this summer, they're over the winter. No, what we said was there were 2 5-test series this year. Well, the Ashes starts this year. So you have a 5-test series against India in the summer, and then yes, you do quite rightly have the Ashes over the winter, but they will start this year. Nick Martin says, get him on Tony fans. I'm not quite sure why. That might have been something that happened ages ago. If I'm setting up my own,
just go for it. Just enjoy the
audience-created content
enjoy the love.
Of dubious nature. Chris the Choir. Glad to see Joe Grover back in his natural habitat of guerrilla cricket. Didn't seem right to hear his messages read out on the BBC coverage of Essex versus Yorkshire.
No, I know what you mean. It's
Lord.
just odd, isn't it?
So we have Bangarava rolling again to Duckett. He leaves this one alone outside the off stump. We have Batman scampering around the house. Looks like he's tracking something, so hopefully I don't have a mouse in here, or the cat hasn't brought something in that he can smell.
Right, now this is a dog, isn't it?
This is the dog, yeah.
Right, it's not actually Batman.
It's not actually Batman, but Batman usually makes it only when you have a special payment. What do you call those payments, Tony? I forgot. Super chat.
Oh, super chat. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, no, he only works for cash, does Batman.
Another ball, back of a length, is defended by Duckett on 41. And Bobbin just made a bonus appearance before because she wanted to eat the microphone and she would not get no for an answer.
Just as well the real Batman didn't do that. When the bat signal goes up or the bat phone rings, and it's Commissioner Gordon. She just goes, well, I'm sorry, Commissioner, I'll wait until we got 20 quid's worth of super chats and then I'll pop out and save Gotham.
That would work. That would be a great movie, wouldn't it? Another attempted Yorker, but this is a juicy volley for Duckett. He drives gloriously through, and that is 4 runs.
He got what it deserved, really. This is revolutionary because I can actually hear the jingles.
Yeah, it's unusual to hear them, isn't it?
We are in Revolutionary Station, don't forget.
We are. Oh dear, it's a funny message.
It's just I think it's the Tony fans might have got people worryingly excited.
Oh dear.
Duckett's on strike. Can he get to 50 with this ball? No, he can't. This one squirts off the edge. Safe up it.
No, we're losing you in and out a bit, Kat.
Yeah, we are losing you in and
out.
The
disappearing.
Are you doing anything? That is you, apparently.
How's that? Can you hear me again?
Yeah, we can hear you very clearly.
Yeah.
Is it just you two in the studio, Tony?
No, we're waiting for Jason. And then
right.
we're waiting for Nick Brooks this
afternoon.
So
you will have some time off, Tony?
I will have some time off, yeah. The Bear had to forsake his rota position to put on his technical support uniform.
Yeah. What does that entail?
Well, it's pretty much the same as his commentary uniform, only with more arse.
So hopefully you can hear me now. We've got another glorious drive, this time from Crawley, all the way down the ground, through long off, and that's another 4 runs. Yeah,
this is proving to be a very, very difficult partnership to break for Zimbabwe.
The bowlers just don't really look scary enough.
No, not enough pace, not enough happening.
Not enough line either. Although the attempted Yorkers eventually will get one of them. The Yorker probably will because they won't be expecting it to be on the line.
Yeah, you need to get Crawley's edge really, though, don't you? That's how he gets out.
Yeah. We've had a few edges, but they've been relatively thick and safe.
Yeah,
and so
exactly.
on.
Not fine enough.
Crawley's on strike now, and he's whipped this away. It's gone
Nice.
out through square, and they're just going to get some easy runs here. Building up. This time Duckett is back on strike. It's the end of the over. He's off strike again. He's back on strike, and it's
Crawley strike stealing. No, not
Right.
85 for no loss.
Perfect. A few messages. Farong says, wants to know about whether there's a shower at the new studio. There is a shower in the building, I think.
Is there?
Isn't there? Yep. The other question, inevitably, therefore, is does it have a GC shower curtain? No, but we're going to try and sneak in one night and put one up.
Does it have a toilet?
Yes, it's got plenty of those
good.
on every floor. I think we're well facilitated up.
How many
Jay
floors
Grover.
do you have?
There's 3 floors of the studio. We are on the top 3 of the studios. There's a number of studios here. And we're on
so
the
you're
third
not
floor.
in a triple level studio.
It's
just
an
the
old
one
brewery. It's a
studio.
conversion of an old brewery. Cat.
Yeah.
Jay Grover, Krista
Very
Quiet.
nice.
No. Pirate Bardshaw says, would it not make sense to park and ride into Lewisham rather than drive? Well, we're going to try all different ways to try and do it. Up Lovely Gorillas says,
Move your
Jay
house.
Groover. No, I think that might
Anyway,
be
we're
extreme.
back. And this time it's Chavanga, and he is sending a slow-paced Yorker. It's dug out. Only just
Dug
there.
out, exactly. That was it. Yeah.
That was a nice delivery. That was probably the best one I've seen in the last half an hour.
And it
We're
got
getting
a
our views. Yeah, go on.
The
Go on,
smile
Amy.
from Crawley, didn't it? The sly smile there, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, this does put Ducker back on strike. He took the single there, so 86 for no loss. The run rate now is up around 5.3.
Yeah. Like, as you said when you came on it, it's too high.
2 slips and a gully. Chavanga is bowling to Duckett, and Duckett is just pushing this into the onside. No run. Bowling at
wants that
133.
Oh, is it 133? He wants that 4 to get to his 50.
Yeah. And that could happen any minute. Looks pretty cold there, Annie. I think it's
yeah.
10 degrees.
It
Something
looks
like that.
really, really cold there.
Where was the women's T20 last night? Where was that being played? I noticed everyone there was in thick jumpers,
know.
big coats.
That was, Canterbury.
Ah, yes. Oh, great shot.
Chavanga bowls to Duckett. He pulls it nicely, but there is someone out there through square, so he only gets the single there. He's 47 from 45.
Suter Who thinks Zimbabwe are trying too much for the Hollywood balls. They kind of are, actually. I mean, they're looking for the prodigious swing. The decision to bat, what did you make of that? To bowl, having won the toss, Kat? Interesting.
No, they should have batted. I just think they should have
I
batted.
just assumed that England had won the toss when I heard that. But
Yeah.
it is there's a lot of overhead condition, or as they say in the TV, overhead.
The next ball, just a little casual dab from Crawley into the offside. Takes off. They sprint through for a single. Easy done as the fielder comes in. So the score 88 for no loss. We're in the 17th over.
So you would have thought maybe with the cloud and everything that they might have got some early inroads, but doesn't seem to have worked that way.
No, and Crawley and Duckett by now are very happy that they're batting first. Duckett on strike. Duckett is 47.
Certainly had plenty of sunshine on the track for through
Yes.
most of May.
Another one comes. It's a little edgy and it's lofted towards the short cover, but bounces safely and of course there was no real danger. That wasn't in total control, was it, Annie?
It really wasn't, and it's not chanceless. This partnership.
Ironically, the man at short cover was the 6'8".
Yes.
Blessing was Rabani, but we know what you meant.
Yeah.
Couldn't get down there.
No. Chavanga in his last ball, provided he doesn't no ball it, he bowls short, and this is sort of an undercut by Duckett.
He wasn't
gets
in
his
control of
century
that
as it goes
either.
down to third man, and wonderful 50 from Duckett.
4, 4, 4.
Come milestones. Is it one of these? It is.
It's 50, and you know that can't be bad. Yeah, it's 50, and you know you should be glad.
I like the sort of afterthought of the ooh that Jeff
it's
throws
really
in at the end
nice
there.
to hear the jingles, actually.
That's interesting. I don't know why. I mean, that's a technical question for the bear. Why should the
Well, he
audio
could do
of
with
hearing
some
the
technical
jingles?
questions, couldn't he? Because he probably hasn't had enough this morning.
I think we should do a whole Bishop and Bear on just ask the Bear and I technical questions. Sorry, say again.
About your audio setup. Now that's straight from Duckett. It's either a very
It's something to do with the
skillful,
settings on Zoom. What you mean? We've just after about 3 years discovered the right one? Oh, it's taken us 3 years to find the. It's not that it's taken us 3 years to find the particular setting. It's the fact that Zoom has apparently added something. That's his story, and he's sticking to it.
Okay, he sticks to that.
Something
Yep.
new. So we haven't got Guevara, and he's getting straight through Crawley. Crawley misses this next one, and it goes through to the keeper.
79
And-
miles an hour, though. It's not going to trouble too many. Although
No.
it's all about movement in the air rather than much else at the moment.
He almost edged it, though. Almost. That previous one that took Duckett to 51, was that a skillful late cut? Or
I
was
think
it
it was. I think it was an edge myself. I think, but
Yeah.
but shouldn't you always give the benefit of the doubt to the batter?
Yeah, maybe.
So maybe
it was a lovely looking shot if it was deliberate. This next one just played into the covers, no run.
I might be
Because
doing
it
him a
sort of-
disservice.
Yeah, maybe. Didn't look that deliberate. But they just got all the luck and everything on their side because they've got plenty of time really to see these balls, and they're just coming slowly onto the bat. So
Yeah, well, as Tony says, the pace isn't there, and they're relying on the swing a bit.
run rate remains 5.3.
Yeah, so England will be very happy, I think, so far.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next ball, pounded into the ground by Crawley. It goes out through point and backward point, and they get another run. Crawley's now on 40. 50 watch for Crawley as well.
Yep. Really, really impressive partnership by these two. You can't say that often about England.
Well, yeah, it's also they played sensibly.
Yeah, I mean there have been chances though, Tony. There have been.
Yeah,
Not massive amounts though, and not.
A couple of LBWs, a couple that have pitched up a little bit.
Couple of edges.
But not really what I would argue a batsman error.
This one's a full toss, about knee high. It's driven straight to the fielder. I think Duckett was expecting that. I don't think the bowler was expecting it either.
Lovely flick, wasn't it? Yeah, no, that should have reached the boundaries. Well fielded.
That was the same dude who misfield just a little bit earlier.
Yeah, no, that was very well fielded.
Ben Curran, wasn't it?
Young man.
Oh, Ben Curran.
Who we were saying looks
I
every inch
saw
a Curran.
His two brothers being interviewed just before the game.
I thought you were joking when you said it was Ben Curran. Like, honestly, this one's wrapping him on the pads outside the line of leg, and there's very half-assed appeal. No one thinks it's a chance.
I think it was more frustration than appeal, actually. I think it was, that should have been out. Yes, no, it's Ben Curran. His two brothers are very excited. They're in the crowd, But it must be very odd to be playing for Zimbabwe now.
Are there some other Curran brothers playing for other countries?
Well,
Tom
England.
Tom.
I mean, apart from the ones that are playing for England.
Oh, I see. No, there's only three of them.
Sam and
There's only three of them, right?
Yeah, and they all look the same.
Yeah, they do, really do. That's why I thought it was just a lookalike.
Kevin,
Maybe
their dad
common
played for
look.
Zimbabwe, didn't he? Or did he play for... No, he played for... Yes, he did play for Zimbabwe.
Another attempted Yorker. Guevara.
The wicket-keeper's getting a workout, isn't he?
Yeah.
Right, so we definitely have one of these.
YouTube Ride Super Chat.
It's the fabulous Warren Davis who wants an update from Messi Cam. Messi on his odyssey of meeting guerrilla fans around the country. Richard Peel has asked, just quickly asking you, do you have another cable to swap out to Cat? Eric J says parental lock doesn't allow me on Tony fans. No, I was going to say it's probably a bit late. No.
I will get my spare microphone out and ditch this one for the next.
Mayank says, Mr. Handjob says, much credit is due to the bear for getting the jingles audible in Zoom. Yes. Suter Who says, subscribing to Tony fans surely gets you straight on some sort of watch list. Well, yes, as a people watching cricket list. Mayank says, I used to poo-poo this ground all the time. I hate the stupid odd shape and the incorrectly shaped stands, but after 90 minutes here, I've got to say I love it. I was totally wrong
I loved it. I
my
visited
assumptions.
it for the first time
Yeah,
this year, I think it's glorious.
So change of bowling and straight up. The first delivery from Musarabani is short and sharp and really fast, and Crawley completely misses it, and it's a beautiful ball.
I've got to say, that's the ball of the morning for me. Got everything right, didn't
through
he?
a bit. Yeah, no, it's lovely, and he's definitely the pick of the bowlers.
Just past the edge.
Yes.
Nicely done. Of course, he was bowling earlier.
That's what they want to see more of.
This is 7th over. He's none for 25 from his first 6. Bowls another one pretty well as well, and this is just dabbed into the offside. No run for Crawley.
Cat, if I may, just let me pop one of these in.
Super chat.
It's the estimable Hombre Nuevo.
Hey,
who says,
he's with Messi.
Fantastic to watch the broadcasters from the new GC Brewery bunker. Tony, how do you feel about a Techno Tony t-shirt? I would love one.
A Techno Tony?
Love one. My own Techno Tony t-shirt.
Aww.
They would fly off the shelves. I'd be thrilled.
So next ball outside off, back of a length. I would have more than 2 slips here for Crawley facing Musarabani. What do you reckon, Anne?
I would definitely have more. Definitely have another slip put in, because he's getting close to the edge. He's bowling that proper line, and I think Crawley's on his. He's got past his dodgy score, but he's well known for his nicking off.
And we haven't seen many changes to the field. I feel like the captaincy's been a bit lacklustre here. This one is driven straight to the fielder at cover, and Crawley can't penetrate or get a run.
Well, it has been 20 odd years since they've been over in this country. It's probably all a bit new for them. Oh dear, look at Stokes. I didn't realise he had so much hair.
Ben Stokes' photo has just come up. He's got a full red beard like a pirate. And he's
also expecting to be
beautiful streaky blonde hair. The hair isn't true though, is it, Annie? That'll be fake.
Well, it's probably hair. It's probably his hair.
But it has been given some artificial
his
help.
His hair augmented beautifully, and so he should. Looks good. Crawley lets another ball go outside off, but he looks uncomfortable now facing his bowler.
Yeah. This is the first time I've really seen him look fairly uncomfortable.
Change at the end of this over, folks. Going to be joined by John Batham.
And will it still be you, Tony?
No, I genuinely think I get to actually go and have the wee I needed when I actually ran through the door and sat straight in the chair when I came in.
Which floor are you going to go for?
What, for my wee?
Yeah.
I hadn't really thought that one through, Annie. There is one on each floor, as you rightly, you must have been thinking.
Another ball defended by Crawley, and that is the end of the over for Musarabani. Fabulous maiden. I think it was a maiden. Anyway, it is 93 for no loss. I'll see you next series.
And me too.
Fantastic. Well, the Bear's going to, I hope, don't tell me he's run off. Oh, yeah, here he comes. The Bear is going to actually do some commentary duty. I'm going to get to go and have my wee.
Well, good afternoon all. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, well, that's good. That's useful. People can hear me. That's good. Well, afternoon everyone. Nice to be back on Gorilla
Afternoon,
Cricket.
John. How are you, mate?
I'm good, Bear. I'm good. It's all looking rather excessively comfortable for England.
Well, what did we expect? Let's be honest.
Well, indeed. And what are we going to learn about Zach Crawley that we didn't already know?
He can bat against really shit sides, I'd imagine.
Yeah, and I think we knew that already. Anyway, In comes Garava and Bowles, and that's played out to short mid for no run by Duckett, who's sailed his way very comfortably to 50. He's probably one of the England batters that's not under scrutiny, one would think. Although is Crawley under scrutiny anyway? Does anybody care that he doesn't make runs against anybody that's any good? Whoops, did I say that?
No, not really. Why is this
that one's equally played out to short mid.
It's quite easy for England, really, isn't it? I mean, it's all looking a bit too comfy. Why would I not do that? That's annoying. But hey, there you go. Harry Brook, captain of the ODI squad now as well. I can't hear you now, John. You've disappeared, mate. I don't know what's going on. Mog, can I hear you? No, can't hear either of you now. Fuck's sake. I can't really do anything because Tone's not in the room, is he? So I don't know why you've both disappeared, but you have. I've decided that maybe I can't hear either of you, and I can't get anyone to come on screen with me because Tone's not in the room. Tone, can you come in again? These two have disappeared audially for some reason. Fuck's sake. This is the problem when you don't have time to check anything out. I can't do anything. What are you looking for? Hold on. Pulled by Crawley down a long leg. He'll get himself 4. Score will move on to 44, and we should have another one of these.
There's not one boy for me. I must have 2 or 3. I need 4.
You'll have to come in. It's alright, I'll unplug that. It's just annoying, I wanted that on charge. You have to come in here, take these headphones.
Right, okay. Right, well, it's not straightforward. We're trying to get poor old John back, who's gone missing. It's 98 without loss for England still. Gillian Garava is in, and it's defended from on his toes by Crawley. 44 off his 68. Duckett's got to his 50. A run a ball 52. 52 off 52 for him. 98 without loss. Crowd filling up nicely at Trent Bridge. Bowling from the Radcliffe Road end is Richard and Garava. The pavilion is being well and truly renovated. Mog and John are sitting there waiting to be brought back to life. Just the one slip now, and Garava wide, and that is probably the first genuinely loose drive from Crawley. It was wide, it didn't seem to move appreciably, and it was a very wafty swing and miss by Crawley. Couldn't quite resist the temptation, and he has had Duckett for most of the morning batted extremely sensibly. That was the first time, I think, that he'd probably slightly let himself down. So I'm literally on my own here, am I? So there's nobody to talk to. John has disappeared. Musrabani is going to continue. He had a short break that allowed one change. I think the only bowling change all morning, to be honest. There's been just the one change, which was when Tanaka Chawanga came on. He was quite expensive. So Musrabani is going to be back. I wonder if they'll go through to lunch with just the 3 bowlers. It's the tall, string beanie Musrabani has Duckett up onto his toes, works it away nicely towards square, and ambles an easy single. Now we can see John and we can see Mog. Though that's incorrect. That's a start. Chaps, can you hear me? You can hear me, can you? Can you just sort of, yeah, you can hear me. We just can't hear you. We can see you, not hear you. Very odd. 99, England are on. Nice cornet with a flake on top. They'll want to turn that into 3 figures. With some weather potentially forecast to be coming our way after all the sunshine we've had. It's a surprise that England are batting, having lost the toss, but they are, and they're making full use of it. That's cut nicely. It's going to be fielded at deep backward point, but it will bring up the 100. It'll be 2, in fact, so it's 101. Warm applause from a well-populated crowd at Trent Bridge. Crawley on 46, Duckett 53, 101 without loss for England. So this partnership, and obviously is the score because there's no wickets. 101 off 123 balls. To his eyes.
Oh, hang on.
Ah, hello. Something's happening.
Hello, Mr. Bishop.
Ah, fantastic. Hello, John. John.
Everybody can hear everybody. That's good.
Back to you, John.
Well, here's Muzarabani, and he's in, and that's cut away into the deep, fielded by the sweeper on the boundary. And I think they came back for 2, did they not? Which takes Crawley to 49. 104 for none. No, in fact, they only took 1. Only took 1 that took Crawley to 49. So Duckett back on strike. And, he's a very tall boy, Muzarabani, isn't he?
6'8".
6'8". So
he's listed as 6'6" in Crick Info, and he got the hump about it and said, "Well, you've denied me 2 inches because I'm 6'8".
Well,
men are very interested in how many inches, though.
Quite rightly so. Anyway, he's in again, close to the umpire and bowls, and this is cut by Duckett, just behind square. Again, there's a man out on the fence who throws the ball back in, but so we've already got sweepers out on the cover boundary and out on the leg side boundary, so that's an ominous sign if you're a Zimbabwean. I would have thought.
Yeah, well, the run rate
to Duckett now.
It's been pretty consistently 5 or thereabouts for most of the morning. They've been very consistent. Or you can argue the bowling's been consistent as well.
Consistently ordinary.
Mog's doing socials. Mog, over to you.
Oh, well, I'd mentioned stuff, but it's mostly people carping about not being able to hear anything. So, special shout out to Colin. Fuck you. And hello to Jay, Eric J, Matthew Cullen, Mayank. They've all been saying all sorts of excited things. And Messi confirms he's going to be in the studio tomorrow, the day after, and the day after that.
Fantastic. You better leave now, Messi.
Hey. Good man.
I mean, to be fair, a radio station where the one problem is that you can't hear it is a
bit of a problem.
It's something of a technical hitch. But
big fans of John Cage's 3 minutes 44 seconds.
That was the crowd all just somebody shut the commentary window.
We have a bowling change.
We do, and it's going to be hopefully this man, I have no idea. Here he is.
He seeks the far horizon. He loves a new frontier. He's hiding at the hotel as Victor Nyachi.
Nyachi came in and he bowled his first ball somewhat wide of the off stump. And Duckett took a look at it and decided it was too wide. And so had nothing to do with it.
Wasn't the most auspicious of first deliveries. It was a very gentlest of looseners, wasn't it?
Yes, it was innocuous, I think we might say.
72 k's an hour.
Yes.
72 miles an hour, not kilometres.
Somewhat innocuous, we might say. Well, let's see what this one's like. He's in again, and this is closer to the stumps and cut away through extra cover by Duckett, and it's going to win the race to the boundary, and it does.
Certainly is.
There's not one boy for me, I must have 2 or 3, I need 4.
Well, that was fairly friendly as well. I guess a man with only 23 test wickets at 37 and a bit might not expect too much more.
Time to get Sikandar Raza on.
Yeah, you would have thought. Anyway, here is Nauchi again, and this is again cut away by Duckett, but he didn't really time that. It sort of stumbled out to point, but they did take a run.
He's in decent-ish form, although early April was his last cricket, Victor Nyachi. He took 3 wickets in Silat against Bangladesh. Got 2 for 74 and 1 for 42, and then was playing for Southerns against Northerns. He got 4 for 28 and 2 for 42 in Harare. Generally had a pretty decent season for the Mountaineers in their T20 as well.
Well, let's see how he does to Zach Crawley, who's sort of assaying the field. Sort of took a look over his shoulder as if he feels like dumping one over deep square. There's Nauchi, and this is on the pads, and he lays it out to short mid-wicket, no run.
I mean, you can see the problem really for Zimbabwe is they've obviously thought, oh, it's a bit overcast. England's openers do like to have a swing at the ball. We can get some movement in the air, but there is no real pace anywhere, John, is there? That's the problem,
and that's the difficulty. So it's not, even if it is swinging, it's not swinging with any aggression. In comes Nauchi again. That's wide of the leg stump, and well, Crawley sort of has a swish at it, but goes through the keeper. No run. Yes, it's been a very friendly over from Nauchi. I think I might quite fancy padding up against this.
The ultimate insult.
Yeah, that is pretty bad, Mog. I agree. 110 for none. Here he is again to Crawley, who just plays this off his pads out into the leg side. Builder comes round to long leg from Fine, and they scamper through for 2. 112 for none. That takes Crawley to 50.
And it's a very decent knock too. I can only recall one wild swish that perhaps he would have been better off not doing. Other than that, it's been a very controlled knock.
Let's lock him into the ashes.
Stop, just cause you got to 50. Don't stop, treat it as a start. You can use this to get a better score. The first 50's done, the first 50's done. Ooh, don't look back.
Yeah, you might be right, Mog. That might get him in the Ashes series, 50 against Zimbabwe. Whether it should or not is another question. But a 17th Test 50 in 54 tests. Here's Muzarabani into Duckett, and well, I think that one did hurry him up a little bit. Perhaps cramp him for room. He managed to get some bat on it and no run.
I've got a question for you, John.
Go on.
And I'll be very disappointed if you don't know the answer.
Go
Not
on.
to put any pressure on you. Best bowling in a test match between England and Zimbabwe. Who holds that honour?
I think that might be Richard Johnson.
Yeah, I knew you'd know it.
I think that might be Richard Johnson's sixfer.
Yep.
In, I don't know whether that was 2000 or 2003, but sixfer by Richard Johnson. Now of Middlesex's parish, of course, the Middlesex head coach.
That was a cut for 4 by Duckett.
Ah, it was indeed, yes. See, I'm distracted by your discussions of Richard Johnson. He had to reach for that, didn't he, somewhat? And it flew behind the stumps. It wasn't that far from the skipper, who was diving away to his left. That next ball is just played out to short cover for no run. Yes, how long Richard Johnson will be head coach after the dismal performance against Leicestershire is open to question. Middlesex proving once again that they cannot bat. Here's Muzarabani in again. Up to the stumps and bowls. And this is driven by Duckett. He didn't get hold of that properly. It's just gone out into the cover region and they jog through for a single. But yep, six for 30 odd, I think it was, Richard Johnson in that game in 2000 or 2003. Only one Englishman's ever got 200s against Zimbabwe as well, in fact. Driven by Duckett. He might be heading towards his first one. But I'm sure you know who that man is, Mr. Bishop, who's got 2 centuries against Zimbabwe. There's Muzarabani and blocked by Crawley to short mid-off, no run.
Alex Stewart, would it be?
Alex Stewart, indeed, yes. The only Englishman to get 2. Several have got 1. Last man to do so being Mark Butcher, in fact, in the 2003 series. Crawley's just having a little twirl of his bat as he waits again here. And Muzarabani is in and he swings and misses at that, Crawley.
Well, Zimbabwe have never won a test against England. I think it's 6 tests, if I'm right.
3 losses and 3 draws, yeah.
And the 1 draw in England was here at Trent Bridge.
Indeed.
Mog. Oh, the Bears now appeared on Zoom.
Oh, we have a super chat.
Ooh. Do you want me to jingle that? Is that why you're saying teeing us up?
Could be why I'm saying it, yeah.
YouTube Prime Super Chat.
Sagir Parker with 1,000 yen, I believe, says thanks for the good work and congrats on the new venue. And doesn't mention any audio issues at all, so thumbs up to him.
I will tweet out, or Blue Sky out today.
Try Bluetoothing it.
Some pictures of us in action in our new home, which our patrons have so generously and wonderfully helped us to find and settle into, and we can always and only say thank you for your continued support. We couldn't do it without you. And hopefully you will have heard Annie and our Bishop and Bear conversation about her new book yesterday. If you were a patron.
Nochi is in, and that's played to cover, no run. Yes, Annie's wonderful new book.
Well worth the read. So we chatted to her about that as well as previewed this test. I was going to say this series. It's not really a series. It's a one-off test, but We talked about that at some length. So you get plenty of other interesting content, articles, and merchandise, and a whole bunch of reasons to support us on Patreon.
This one is turned away on the leg side by Duckett. Man at mid-wicket gives chase, or perhaps square leg gives chase, tosses it back in, and Duckett takes 65 to him now. 65 at more than a run a ball.
Even I've bought Annie's book, and I've actively campaigned against literacy in the past, so there's a recommendation.
Is that a new camera bear?
Crawley waits now. Chihu's in, and he just dabs this away. Square of the wicket, and the fielder moves to his right, throws back in. Another single ticks on. 119 for no wicket in the 24th over. Sam Cook watching on.
Yeah, it's a very interesting selection, I think. Is it just... I mean, you have to think it's largely down to sort of injury and the like, and those that are missing. But I think it's a terrific pick for England.
This is swung away by Duckett.
Lord.
Beats two fielders that cover an extra cover, and it's going to win the race to the fence as well. 4 runs.
It is indeed one of those.
4. F-O-R. Yeah, you wonder with Sam Cook whether the thinking is to have at least someone up their sleeve who might be in the James Anderson mould, just in case the all-out pace doesn't always do the trick.
Quite right. Well, Anderson played in the series, the 2003 series, didn't he?
He did
it was
indeed.
His first test.
It's Nochi again, and this is just played out to cover no run.
I'm going to steal Eric J's joke. They were called Rhodesia back when Jimmy Anderson played against them.
Rob Key was about to be dropped. Shoaib Bashir wasn't born. And,
what else was happening in the year 2000?
Or 2003 was the last one, wasn't it? 6 prime ministers since.
Wars in Afghanistan and Iraq carried on unabating.
In comes Nochi again and bowls, and this is dabbed away down to, well, I suppose that's third man really, and takes a single. Six prime ministers since, or as I suggested to someone on Twitter yesterday, a few prime ministers and a few impersonating prime ministers. But
yeah, well, we had a bit of a rush, didn't we? They were a bit sort of bus-like. You wait and a couple come along at once, which happened not that long ago.
I think the word useless is the word you might be looking for, Mr. Bishop.
Well, yes, indeed.
But hey, inept. But there we are. Such is. But, we seem to be seeing lots of pictures of the England balcony.
That was the other thing.
Some reason or
another. England say they're now relying less on stats and technology.
And yet they're all gathered around a piece of paper.
Well, we don't know what's on the piece of paper, to be fair.
Well, that's true, but
it might just be a picture of Kim Kardashian or something.
Well, that's possible. Yeah. Here's Mizrabani, and this is just played to the man at short mid off by Crawley. He didn't try and overhit that, so there was no danger of him spooning it to the fielder in close. It's causing a lot of hilarity, whatever it is they're looking at. So
might be the lunch menu. They might be saying, well, ticking off what they all want for lunch. I don't know. Jeetan Patel's. I don't know who the lad is. Do we know who the chap is? You've got Brendan McCullum on one side. You've got Jeetan Patel looking over this ginger-haired lad's shoulder.
Yes, I'm not sure.
Random ginger.
But that one's dabbed out on the offside, just behind point, but no run.
And all we know is he's got
a
piece of paper in his hand that seems to be grabbing everyone's interests. It is Sam Cook who's spending most of his time with the binoculars. Like the captain.
Come on, let's ask the Twitter sphere then to speculate what they might be looking at.
Yeah, if anyone knows,
that will produce a few interesting answers.
What's on that bit of paper?
What's on that bit of paper? Answers on a tweet, please. In comes Mizrabani, and this is tucked off his legs by Crawley to the man on the fence. I think they'll just take one. They do. They just amble a single. I think we'll probably get one more over in before lunch. Do you think?
Probably.
It'll be
it's tight.
Yeah, it'll be
it's
tight.
tight.
Bear, if there's one over before lunch, do you want to come in and at least say you did a bit something the first morning? I mean, you did a bit with me before things started to go.
Because you've contributed fuck all so far, Bear.
Harsh.
Bear did open the show with me, but then just one by one, little technical challenges seem to just keep popping up.
Whack-a-mole.
Here is Muzarabani round the wicket and cut away by Duckett just behind square. Fielder coming round, puts the dive in, manages to stop it.
Ben Curran again, he's been
two.
busy.
73 now for Duckett, 128 for none. We've still got 2 balls to go before lunch, so we might not get another over in. I think the fielder had to replace a divot there where he dived for it on the fence.
Seems to be a default reaction of the cameraman here, that as soon as Ben Curran does anything, the camera immediately then goes to look at Sam and Tom and their respective other halves and families sat in the stand.
Indeed. Here's Mizrabani again into Duckett, and he just dabs that out on the onside. Mizrabani crosses over the pitch to field off his own bowling. No run. Yes, they can't leave poor Ben Curran alone, can they really? A bit of a performance, but there we are. So will or will this not be the last ball before lunch? On what's been a very good morning for England, perhaps predictably.
Tension builds.
In comes Mizrabani, and tucked away by Duckett. That might make sure it's the last ball before lunch, because they've crossed for a single to take Duckett to 74, and the umpire hands Mizrabani his sweater. I guess we'll have to wait for the other umpire to come into position to see if there's time for another over. Looks like there might be.
Clock's ticked over.
Will they or won't they? Suspense.
Yeah, they will.
Yeah, they will. We're going to have one more. No, Chi has got his sweater off.
Not entirely sure he looks thrilled to be bowling it, to be honest.
No, he doesn't give you the impression that he's ultra excited to be bowling, does he really?
He's been fairly expensive. He's gone for 7.5 off his 2 overs. 15.
Yeah, not great. Anyway, he's going to bowl to Duckett. He's in, and Duckett swings at that down the leg side. It's a good take by the keeper.
Wouldn't it be embarrassing to get a wicket in this over?
Well, funnily enough, in a lot of the county cricket I've seen this year, there's quite often been a wicket in the last over of a session. So I wouldn't rule it out.
Jinx is on.
Well, possibly. And the trouble is, he's quite a friendly-looking bowler. So you swish at one, and all of a sudden you've gone. But this is tucked away off his legs by Duckett, who will take a single. Maybe he'll hope he can prop on his bat for the rest of this over. Maybe that's what he's walked down the wicket to say to Crawley. Over to you, son. See out the rest of it.
Just block him out.
Thoughtful looking Craig Irvine, thinking, what on earth can I do to get a breakthrough here? He's thrown most of his armoury at England and nothing's
In
worked
comes
yet.
Nochi, and this is just blocked to mid-on for no run.
To be fair, it's a very limited armoury.
Yeah, it certainly is. It certainly looks limited.
Limited in pace, but not movement. And they certainly get some bounce. I mean, you can see why. You can see where Musrabani got his 3 consecutive 6-fers. You can see that he does have quite a lot going for him, but he could do with another couple of yards of pace to add to his height and bounce, that's for sure.
In comes Nochi again, and this hits him on the pad. This is close. This is very close. Wow. I think that's very close.
I think it's going down. I think at best umpire's
call. Do you think it's
call.
doing too much?
Yeah, I think it's at best
Will
umpire's
they have
call.
a look in the last over before lunch? I think
Pretty
maybe
good.
not.
It doesn't look bothered.
No, they're not going to look. Well.
I mean, there was that swing again, which we've been seeing most of the morning, but very pronounced on that occasion.
There has been a little bit of wobble. Let's have a look at this again. Yeah, on the angle, maybe it's going down.
Yeah, I think so.
Crawley's late on it, though, isn't he? Yeah, it was missing. But Crawley was late on it. In he comes again, and this is again down the leg side. Crawley sort of swishes at it, somewhat lazily. Another good take by the keeper.
He's done well.
He's being kept busy, isn't he?
To Francois Seeger. He's only, to my knowledge, there was a couple of buys where he got a glove to a big in-swinger and a swish from went between bat and pad, I think, from Crawley. And he had to really sort of go back to his left-hand side. But generally, his keeping's been very, very tidy.
Well, I take your point about Musrabani, Tony. I quite like the look of him, but you need somebody else at the other end to help you build pressure, don't you? Here's Nochi again. This is too wide, and Crawley decides it's nearly lunchtime. In fact, that was the last ball before lunch. And so England go off having averaged exactly 5 runs and over through the morning session, 130 for no wicket. So a little bit of movement through the air, but no joy for the Zimbabweans. And Crawley and Duckett will be fortified by lunch and ready to go again in 40 minutes' time.
Yeah, Duckett very much the principal aggressor, 75 off his 71. Zach Crawley 53 off 86. A little bit more careful, but generally England's run rate has been bang on 5, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Bowling wise, well, obviously no wickets. Let's have a look. What do we think? 10 off for Musrabani, none for 41. He's been the most economical. None for 42 from Ungarava off 9. Chivanga, the most expensive, he went for 7.5. None for 30 off his 4. And Victor Niochi, none for 16 off his 3. You would have to say, both of chaps here, overwhelmingly England's morning having been put in.
Yeah, very, very, very much so. And other than one or two that have wobbled a little bit, the Zimbabweans are struggling. I do quite like Musrabani, though. I think he bowls close to the stumps, and he's got that little bit of lift from his height and that kind of thing, but he does need some help. And you fear for the Zimbabweans that they're looking down the barrel of a somewhat huge score here. Certainly a few of the England boys who might be a little bit under the microscope will be fancying filling their boots.
It doesn't work. It makes it, puts more pressure in a way on Pope, because not only does he have a point to prove, because we know they've got their eyes on Bethel for that number 3 spot against India, and pretty much said so. He's had plenty of time just to sit and watch everyone else, the other 2, make runs ahead of him. Sometimes that can work against you. So we shall see. We shall see when we are back in about 40 minutes' time. Thank you to Mog. Thank you to John, who's also back with us after lunch. I can't remember exactly when. Bear, what lunchtime entertainment do we have? Pardon? You what? Oh, we're going to have a short break at lunch with nothing because we're experimenting on a few studio corrections, shall we say. So not our usual entertainment, but we will be back for the first ball of the afternoon session. See you then.
See you then.
Bye.